Okay, so let's just review what we have so that you can capture this recording. So the first thing is that it's good to organize your work. It's good to organize your work. It's very okay. Just a minute, let me delete this. So the first step is to create a folder that will hold all your files that you are going to learn. You create that folder once, which is JavaScript. So let me put JavaScript. Eh, I hope Java. Ah, okay. Anyhow, sha. So you create this folder one, this particular one, whatever you want to give it, just you create it once. Then you open it. You can open or you double click on it. Now, any your subsequent classes or any of your file, you create them here individually. Let's assume that now that we want to look at string sort of variables, I'll give it I'll give it um the name called variable. So if I want to work on array, I'll create another one called array. Are you with me? Can you see my screen, right?
Yes,
Is it visible?
it's visible.
Perfect, thank you. So if I want to open this variable now, there are three ways of doing something in programming. Click on the variable, right click, click on open with git badge. I repeat, click on what you want to open, right click, select open with git badge, type in code dot will take you straight to VS Code. Are we together? Are we together?
We are together. We are together.
Okay. So another way of doing it, let me close it. Another way of doing it, click on your normal VS Code, launch it, launch your normal VS Code, then click on file. I know it's open, just click on file, click on open folder, then select the folder name, select folder, then it will open. Since it's already open, so they don't need me opening it again second time. So if that is clear, I explained that we have icons here. This one is to create a file, this one is to create a folder. Since I want to create a file is different from folder. Folder is what your files will hold. Let us assume that I want to create a file called controller. I have let me my T is not working fine. Oh, sorry. Let me just copy one T from here. I have issues with T. Okay, let us want to call a file called controller. So this controller is anything that I want to write under controller will be on that controller is called folder. Though I don't need folder for now. When we get to backend fully, we'll be using folder. So I just need the file called index.js. Why do I need JS? Because I want to write JavaScript. If you want to write TypeScript, you put TS. If you want to write anything, so what make this thing JavaScript now is because of the .js. So anything I'm doing right now it already configured to write JavaScript. If that is clear. There are three ways of declaring variables. So want to learn first thing comment. This is comment. So let's how to declare a variable in JavaScript. Variable. How to declare variable. Stop my typing. How to declare a variable in JavaScript. There are three ways of declaring variable in JavaScript. We have var, we have const, and we have, but before we use const, we have let. We have let. These are three ways of declaring a variable. Now, after the declaration, we have the variable name. We have the variable name, let's say age. Then we use equal to assign a variable. Let's say age is 30. We are coming to that. So I can also say let age is equal to 30. I will explain everything in details. I can also say const age is equal to 30. Now, these are ways of declaring a variable. Before now, we normally use var to declare a variable as var age or var name or var fruit, depending. We can also use let age, let name, let country, let whatever it may be, let Henry, let name be Henry, let name be Emmanuel, let name be Henrietta. We can also say const name Henry, const Henry, const name Henry, const name Henrietta, const name Emmanuel. We can also do that. But this one var is no longer used. Technology changes, so we need to move with the technology. So before now, they normally use var. var has issues. What is the issue? If I use var now and I want to declare another word with var, it will allow me, which is wrong. The same thing goes to let. I can say let age is equal to 30. I can also say let age is equal to Shonero. Okay. Let age declare block, okay, scope. Is it 50? Okay. Let age is 50. I can say age is equal to 30, which you ought not to. In JavaScript, you ought to throw me error that I have declared age before. Why am I assigning this equal to me? I'm assigning a variable. But since I've assigned 50 to age, if I use const will show me error that I've used it before. So before now, in 2015, when they brought in X-6, you'll be hearing very soon, you'll be hearing EX6. I don't know if you have heard of EX6. EX6 is called X-6. It's when during 2015 they refined JavaScript. So after the refinement, so they now make use of const, that though you can use JavaScript, you can use let, but when we get to that point, I'll show you when we can use let. But to declare your variable, you use const. Why? So that if you are writing lot of code, you are working in a company, you have a lot of lines of codes that you want to write, you might not remember that you have declared a word before. Backend we only have issues with naming word. How to name a variable, we always have issues with naming word. So you might not remember that you have used that word before. So when you try to call the name, if you use let will permit you, but with const will not allow you. To this point, is it clear? Is it
Okay.
clear? You have question you can ask.
Yes.
Should I proceed?
Yes. Yes.
Good. So we want to look at variables. What are variables? Variables are anything that you can assign something to. For example, name. name is equal to something. You can put a name there. You can put James. You get. So name is the variable, but what we use to declare this variable is called any of these three: var, let, const. For this tutorial, we are going to be using a lot of const and few of let. If time comes, we'll use let, but most of the time we'll be using more of const. I believe it's clear. So if that is taken, we want to look at data types. Very important. Data types. Data types. In JavaScript, we have different data types. We have string, we have numbers, number rather, sorry, we have number, we have boolean, we have none, yeah, we have none. So that's all. So I guess and we also have objects there about a lot. So for string, let's look at how to use string. I believe it's not new to us, but it's good for us to run through it. How to use string. A string must come with double quote or single quote, double quote, or backtick. You can use double quote. This is double quote. You can use single quote, or you can use backtick. I believe you can see. Let me just write it. Double quote, single quote, and sorry, quote and backtick. Is it backtick? Something like this. So let's declare a variable now. Let's say const age is equal to, sorry, see, I'm dealing with string, sorry. Const name is equal to a string, let's say Henry. Now, what you need to know, you don't define a variable name, you use camel cases. Camel cases like name. Let's assume I want to write two words now, like is a boy. Is will first be small letter A, then boy. These are we use it in JavaScript, and I believe other languages also use it. C# uses it, and other languages as well. Henry, sorry, Henry. So const name is equal to Henry. We can say const const country is equal to, since Nigerian is a word, so it's a string, so we can say is Nigeria. We can say const const give me, someone should give me another word we can use as string. Someone should suggest one for us.
Address.
Address.
Thank you. Const address. Now this address now, it comes with a number, but because it's not just number, even the number will be a string. Number 10, Adewale Street. Adewale Street, sorry. Adewale Street. I wish you my keeper. Sorry, just bear with me. Adewale Street. So the Adewale can be capital letter or true. It can be small letter or true. So but the variable names here, they must all be small letter. Now let's look at number. I believe this is clear. Let's look at number. We are going to do some small things very soon. Number, like const age is equal to 50. We can say const const what is the name, someone should help me with something. Cost what again? Cost age or cost price. Yes, cost price is equals to 600. No, it does not matter. So it does not must it's not a must that you must put semicolon, but it's necessary. It shows that that is the end of the line, but not really compulsory. I believe from here is clear, right? Is it clear? Is it clear? Alright.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So if I try to declare another word again like const name, look at it. If I say const name is equal to, even if I give it Peter, it will show me error because telling me that if you see cannot redeclare block scope variable name because it has been assigned to name. So it's very important for us to use const so that even if you have declared it before you want to use it, it will throw you error immediately. JavaScript is good at that. Throw you error immediately that what you are using now, it is not clear. So as time goes on, we'll be learning how to read error message alongside because it's very important. Because most of the times we are to be most of the times in office you are going to be solving problems, solving errors, debugging errors. Very important. So that is for age and number. For boolean, boolean is true or false. Boolean is true or false. Boolean is what? True. True or false. True or false. Now what is this true? What is this false? When you get to API, you make use of this boolean very well. It might not be clear now, but it will be clear later. Let me just give you an instance where we can use boolean in API, but not with API. Boolean is not necessary at this point at all. But let me just give you an instance. For example, you want to check if somebody's account is verified. Very important because you must always check if someone's account is verified. You want to check if somebody is eligible to log into your website. You want to check, these are the things that is security. So as you are building the backend, you have to put in the mindset of security. So you want to check if somebody have some certain privileges. You use boolean true or false. Are you allowed? Yes or no. True or false is like yes or no. Are you allowed? Yes. Go back, come here. So you must learn how to use boolean. For example, if I want to say const const is verified. 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 So const verified is equal to what? I'll say true. True means that means you are allowed to you are allowed already, right? But in a real sense, I will not put is true because if I put is true, that means that everybody is allowed to come in. So in a real sense, in a real company, I'll put is verified boolean. But we are not writing API now, so let me not just go there. So if you get to API, I will not write true. I'll write is verified boolean. Boolean means that is not standing for either true or false. It's not left for me to now use my code to now analyze it and declare that okay, if you are allowed or true. When we get there, we explain details. But at this point, what we just put is either true or false. You can see that you don't need to put it in quotes. Anytime you are using true in your code base, anytime you are writing true in JavaScript, you don't put it in quote. So let's say const is allowed, const is allowed is equals to false. So anytime true of them, it is not, you are not allowed to bring in. So let's look at none. None. None means that, let's assume that this particular one work in football. They want to start match now. They want to play match now between Chelsea and Liverpool. At the beginning stage, no one knows the score of Arsenal. Nobody knows the score. So everybody is 0-0. You can say const 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 Mayu. You can say Mayu is equal to, you can just stop there. You can say Mayu is equal to none. Sorry, you can say none. You can say none. Mean that in this case, you can say const Mayu is none. Is this correct? Let me try it. Is it correct? Are we together? Can I say
Mayu
const?
is
Can I say
not.
Mayu is equals to none? Though none is a data type, right? Can I say const Mayu is equals to none? Can I do it? Are we together?
Yes, Mayu is not. Yes,
We are
since it
together.
is just what you
Okay.
said.
I can do it, but I can do it. It's allowed that I can do it. But in a real sense, it is wrong. Since Mayu is none, it is none now, but that does not mean that it will be none later. Mayu can decide to score and get 2-0, 3-0. So that means that since I want the value to be changing every time, because it is not a constant value, it's not a fixed value. So the best thing I will do in this case, const will not help me. I will use let. Let means that let let Mayu is equals to none. At this point, Mayu is 0, does not have any value. If Mayu score now, I will say Mayu, I will just call Mayu. Mayu is equal to 1. If they score again, I will use loop to run through it. Like be adding 1 1 to it. For each, we have 4. For I is equals to this greater than this plus 1. So I can also call Mayu again. It will not tell me any error. Mayu is equal to 2. But this is wrong anyway. So if you want to be doing it, you use loop to do it. But since we have not reached loop, let's just learn the one that we are used to. So we now say Mayu again is equal to the score on that one. I can say 4 or 3 depending. But I can't do this to const. If I say let const is equals to none, if I call Mayu and put 1, it throw me error. Now let's try it. Let's check it out. Let's say const. Let's say const Mayu is none, right?
Understand?
Hello?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Const Mayu, I'm calling Mayu now equals to this. Boy, why is it permitting me? But you expect to throw me error, sha. But you expect to const Mayu equals to 5. You ought to throw me error anyway. But if we get to backend the full, we will not be able to use. I don't know why it's granting me access now. If I write a backend application now, it will not allow me to do it. It will not allow me. Anyway, because JavaScript is a bit friendly. Come, let me check something in TypeScript. I know if TypeScript, yes. Let me try it. Sorry, just a minute. I want to see. Because if I'm writing backend application, sorry, const. Just a minute, please. Const a is equal to 5. Let me say a is equal to 6. It's showing error already. Can't assign to a because it is a constant. I believe you can see now. Can you see?
Yes.
So
Yes.
JavaScript is a bit friendly, so it does not have any issues. As you are writing JavaScript, most times if you are writing JavaScript, the error will not show. When you want to deploy your applications, the error will start showing up. If I do it this way, the error will not show now. But if I want to deploy this application, the error will start showing that I've missed it somewhere. So JavaScript is very funny. So the right one should be what is called let, right? I believe you know why we are using let, because it allows us to assign values multiple times. Now I want to check I want to check what types of data type is this. Let's assume that I want to work now and I don't know the data types of it. I can just use a function to analyze it. Now, if you want to display anything at all in JavaScript, you use console.log. Now, console.log, if you see dot in JavaScript, anything dot, it shows is a method. If I say dog dot, what do I expect from dog? Back. Dog can bark, dog can run, dog can do this, dog can do that. So if you hear dot, you are talking about method. What is method? What something can perform. So if I say lion, what can lion do? Are the method of lion. And we also have what properties. So when we get there, we look at properties info. So if I say console.log, sorry, console, take note, you'll be using console.log very well. Though when you get to Java backend, you might not use it, but it's also important in case you want to check where your lines is breaking. You also use it. So when you call when you call a method, you see that if I place my console on this log now, look at it, it shows that it bracket that method. If it's a method, pay attention. If it's a method, you need you need two brackets. If it's a method, then you have to put that method in bracket. But if the method is a property, then in this case you just write it like that. For example, dot length is a property. We'll look into that. But since we are dealing with how to display your work, on a browser. So I use console.log. So console.log will show me what I want to put. Console.log. So the dot log is the method, right? So since it's a method, it has to come with brackets, open bracket, close bracket. Now, what will the method do? You pass in what you want to do. Now, if I want to show something, I can say put if I want to type a string inside that console.log, a string, or I want to type name or anything, like I want to show dog, since dog is not a variable name, you have to pass it inside a double quote or a single quote or a backtick. I will explain when to use backtick, very important. But you can also use backtick here, but it does not really have effect. I can also use dog here, which is fine. I can use single quote here, which is cool. I can use double quote, which is perfectly okay. But that backtick has its own peculiar function, which is very important. I will teach you when we get there how to make use of it effectively. Mostly when we get to higher array method, array itself. When we get to array and object, so we'll look into it. So sorry, we also have a data type called array and object. Sorry, when we get there, we can't look at that today. So now I want to check the data type of what? Of this Henry. I don't know Let's assume that we are not sure of the data type and I want to know what is the data type. I will just call what? What will I call? Emmanuel, can you help me? What will I call? Emmanuel, are you there? Are you are we there? Parent, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So what will I call that Henry will answer me? I want to call Henry now. What will I call?
Name.
Perfect. Why do I call name? Because this equal to is called assign operator. Used
Assignment paper.
as
Yes,
perfect
our paper.
assignment operator is used to sign in to assign a variable to something. So for me to use equal to here mean that I've assigned Henry to name. We also have double quote, sorry, double equal to and three equal to. When we get there, I will explain details. We use them in API very well. Double quote, no, mostly three double quote and single quote. Very important. We look into it. As we move, we'll go to. So since I've assigned Henry to name, so I'll say type, sorry, type of. So if you want to now, if you want to know the type of the data types it is, just say type of. You just call the name of that thing that you want to check the data type of what? Of name. So if I say type of name, it will name will respond me. So if you want to show we have not reached API, so we use this one is a bit difficult. So what you do, how to show your work, now. Right click on this empty space everywhere now. Right click, locate sorry, okay, let's use go live. I believe you should have when you have your VS Code, you go to this in extension and install live server. Install live server. If you don't if you have it already, good. Live server. If you click on it, it will tell you install. Then install. My own is already installed, so I don't need it again. So when you install it, it will be here go live. So let me go live now. Sorry, let me go live. So JavaScript cannot show on the web because it's not a web language. HTML and CSS is for web. So I will right click here now and show inspect. Let me repeat the process again so that we'll all catch it. So from here, I click on go live. When you go live, allow it to load to the web. When you get to the web, what do? You right click and click on inspect. You click on inspect, click on inspect. Let's inspect it. You click on console. Yes, console. Now let's click on console. Let's see what console is giving us. Okay, it's better to console is better to run now. No, console.log. Why is my console not clear, 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 clear? Why is my console not? Why is the console not showing up? Console, 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 console. This is console now. This is HTML. I don't want it. Console. Oh,
Did you save it?
you said
Did you save it?
is auto save. Is auto save. I'm using auto save.
Okay.
Is auto save. I expect to display it on the console for me. Since I've console logged it. Oof. Anyway, but let's just proceed. I'll find a way around it before now. Sorry guys. So just know that if you want to show, you don't just if you just come here, you ought to show here since I've console logged it. Um, Clear history. I don't know. I don't know why. You say what? What do you say?
I just nobody here.
What do you say? Yeah, I try to get uh what if it doesn't work? I don't know why. Let me just go down. Let me see. Console. Eh? Anyway, let's just proceed anyway. Let's just proceed. To this point, is it clear? Is it clear? You say what?
Yes, what is said.
I didn't hear him. Oh. What did he say?
I guess he mistakenly unmute his mic because he's at work actually. So I don't think he's talking to you.
What did you say? I didn't get you.
Can you hear me, boss?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
I said it's like he mistakenly unmute his mic.
Okay, 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 okay.
So I
Fine,
don't
fine.
think he's talking to you.
Okay, okay. No issues, no issues. So if you want, okay, thank you. So if you want to display your work on the browser for now, though if you get to the back end, it's very friendly, very easy to show your work. Very easy. Very, very easy. So let's just move. So this is so we've covered what is how to declare a variable. We say we can use var let const because of year 6. Because of year 6, I hope it's not that is why it didn't show. Let me check. Let me check again. I just hope it's not because of that error message. Let me just check again, sorry. Because you ought to show in the console. So we've covered the varlet and console. Okay. Okay, maybe I'll check it. I don't know why. One error. Violation, permission policy. When that abuse network. At times network can hinder these things. So most time network if you're not using good network at times.
I have a question.
Okay, you have question. Okay, okay. Let me go there now. Just a minute.
Yes. Sir, the question I wanted to ask is whether the class is being recorded at the moment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's recorded, sir. It's recorded, sir. You get the recording.
All right, thank you, sir.
You get the recording for this class.
All right.
Yes, sir. So we've covered so far data types. We've covered how to declare a variable. We've declared how to assign a variable, and we've also checked how to check if a value, if the one you have declared is actually what is the data types now. So if I want to check the data types of this one, whether it's a boolean or it's not a boolean, I'll just put console. Now if you want to duplicate your work, very important, I don't need to be writing console.log 100 million. Let's assume I want to write console.log again. I don't need it in VS Code. We have shortcut. Just put your console anywhere, inside or outside, inside this line. In as much that your console is inside this line, what do you need to do? Hold down your shift, hold down alt. I repeat, if you want to duplicate such that what you want to duplicate is together. Let us use that I want to duplicate this line. I want to duplicate this line. I want to duplicate this line. Any line you want to duplicate whether you want to duplicate it 100 million times, carry your console there, whether inside, beginning, ending, first, anywhere you are in that line, hold down your shift, hold down your alternate. There's arrow key, in your keyboard towards where there's enter key. There's left, there's right, there's up and down. So if you want it down, click your down, 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 down. Do you get, sir? Is that part clear? Is it clear? Is it clear?
It's clear.
Yes,
Perfect.
it's clear. It's clear.
So
It's
if you
clear.
want it up, it's the same thing. Hold down your shift, your alt, your arrow up. It will duplicate it up for you. I believe that is clear. So you can't do right. Right cannot work. So if you want to duplicate down or you can't duplicate forward. I don't know if that is possible. It's not possible. So if you want to duplicate up and down, that is one of the short ways of doing it. Any question so far? Any question so far? Let me answer your question before we proceed. Because we are to have class tomorrow as well, so that I can dish out assignments for you guys. I have assignments already, and I'm working on the Google Classroom, where we can easily track all our all our progress. Your assignment, everything will be recorded there. So the pass mark for this class is 70%. So let's just be up and doing. Please don't use ChatGPT, please, so that you can easily have that confidence that you can do it. Very important. So just follow through the material given to you. We'll take everything gradually. When we get to the back end fully, I'm going to slow down for everybody to understand. So for the first class, the first topic, I'm going through the scheme of work. I've explained what is a variable, how to declare a variable. So you can declare a variable using let, var, and const. But for this lesson, we'll be using more of const and few of let. And I believe I've explained when to use let and when to use const. Very important. Because when you get to API, you're going to, time will come, you need let. Don't forget. Don't
Eluka,
Okay.
please can you repeat when to use let again, of course.
Okay, when to use let. For example, if you want a value to change, if you want a value to change, you use let. If you don't want a value to change, you use const. For example, I want to check like now make use of football match now. They want to start match, and Liverpool, at the initial stage the score for Liverpool is 0-0, and you know that before the match will end Liverpool might score. So at that particular point Liverpool score should be none, not even zero. You can declare it as zero, you can declare it as none, but the how you declare it is let, because let will only allows you to reassign a value multiple times. For example, I can say let age is equal to 0, right? Okay, I've used age before, that's why it's showing me error. It's showing error because I've declared let before. Okay, I've used age before, not the let that is giving me error, is the age itself that's showing this error. So let age is equal to 0. Now after 1 years old, that baby, let's assume that I gave birth to a let's assume that we have a boys, let's say let boy, let a newborn baby be 0, at birth, right? So after 1 year, that baby will clock 1 and we want to calculate his age. So what I will just do is that I will use let because I want the age of that boy to always change, always change. So I will now, what I want to do now, after 1 year the boy becomes 1. I will just come here and write, I just call the name boy, take it as 1. Automatically this boy is no longer called 0, he is now called 1. Assuming my console is working, if I console log boy, I've answered my question. I wanted to say something. So if I console log boy, what will answer me? 1 or 0? Anybody can
One.
answer.
One.
1 will come because at this
One.
particular, thank you, at this particular point, this 1 will override the 0 because that is why it's called let. So anytime next year again the boy clock 1, I will say boy, you are now 2 years old. So if I say boy now, 2 years will answer. This 2, 1 and 0 is no longer relevant. That is the power of let. That is when you can use let. Another use case of let, I want to write API now, and the API is that I want to like assign a value to multiple things. I want to assign a particular value to multiple. I want to When we get to API sha, let me not just start bringing API into it. So when we get there, I will tell you when to use it. So you just know that if you want to you want to assign something multiple times, you use let. But if you don't want that number to be assigned again, so that it will not cause confusion, because if I say let 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 I want to create an account now in API now, I say let sign in now, is let sign is equal to, let's say for now I'm not writing API say let sign in is equal to 30, and at the long run I still say sign in is equal to, let's say 30, and I don't want somebody to sign up, like how will I put it now, like I don't want this sign up to be repeated, you understand, you get. So if you use let, this 40 will no longer be relevant. So what is now relevant here is what, 20. But if I say const 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 sorry const sign equal to 40, so I can't call sign up sign in again and put is equal to 50. If JavaScript allows me, is dangerous. During deployment you will have issues. TypeScript will automatically point it to you live and direct that what you are doing, young man, is wrong. Stop it. So me, I like TypeScript very well now, because while I'm building it, the errors will be showing live and direct. JavaScript will pile up errors for me. Of recent, I was working on JavaScript. I've left JavaScript for long. I was given a task to work on purely JavaScript. I spent more hours building it because most of the errors were not showing up for me, and didn't I thought it won't complain. So when I was trying to run the applications, those errors were coming up. So I was able to debug it and all working fine. So I believe you know the importance of the let and const now, right? Any confusion, anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fine. So we've learned what is a variable. We said a variable is anything that you can assign something to. For example, age. I can anything that you can save age. And variable is something you can save to. You want to save anything. What will you use it to save? I'm saving name. Name can be variable. Age can be variable. Letter A can be variable. Letter B can be variable. I can say let A is equals to 40. In mathematics, let x is equal to 50. So x there A there is a variable. So anything you can assign something to is a variable. So we've learned how to declare a variable using let, const and var. Run away from var because it is not used nowadays in technology. You can still use const, you can also use let, but always use const. But use let when is applicable. Take note. Then naming rules and conventions. So we'll get to naming rules later on when we get to API. I'll teach you how to name something very important. Then I'm running through the scheme of work right now. So storing and updating values. You will learn how to store. You can store value using what? Equal to. This called assignment operator. So equal to is used to assign value. So when you want to assign something to something, you use equal to. So topic 3, we've looked at data types, strings, numbers, booleans, none, and undefined. Okay, undefined, I can also say const name is equal to undefined is allowed. Undefined means that name at this particular point does not have a name. It is showing error because name have been used before. So const name too is equals to undefined, meaning that name does not have any name. So I can now say name, if I call it, it will show me which is wrong. So for undefined, the best option to use is also what? Let, because since name is not defined here, it might be defined later. So I can now call name 2 now is equal to James. Since it's James, it becomes a string. So James. So if I call console dot log, sorry, console.log, if I call name 2, what will answer me is James, no longer undefined. So when you want to use undefined, you use let as well, because at this point name is undefined. We don't know the name, but later on the name might be clear to us. So we might now assign a value, a name to it. So very important. Take note when to use let and when to use const. That is for undefined. You use undefined in API for password. Let me explain details because you need this one undefined very well. You have created an account for somebody, some sensitive information like token API, token, those OTP, and you don't want that OTP to be visible to the user. You don't want that user to see it. You use undefined. Take note when to use it. When you get to API, this undefined, you use it. None, you can still use none. True or false, very important. Which other one? Equal to, very important. Variable, very important. And that's all. We need those ones for now for during API. You need them there. You need undefined. To hide, undefined mean you is used to hide something. You can use it to hide depending on how you want to use it. If you want to use it for your password, that means you want to use it to hide. If I say password is equals to undefined, mean that password should not show at all. That's what it means. I can also say password is equals to, instead of doing undefined to show something, I can say none, mean that that value is none, but I want to assign value to it later on. But if I say undefined, mean that that value is not given at all, and I don't want that value to show. That is for that. So next class we'll be looking at operators. I don't know if we can still move on because my assignment covers data type, variable, operators, strings. I've explained string, numbers. Okay, I've not explained number in details because what I have here, I have some things about numbers here. We have boolean. I've not explained boolean in full. Then we have arrays. My assignment covers up to week topic 8. So I don't know, we need to proceed. Should I? Or we should call it a day? Should we proceed or call it a day? Should we call it a day? Are we still there?
I'm still available.
Are we still there? Okay, fine. Now let's look at I'm run through I'm going to topic 4 now. I've run through topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. I'm going to topic 4 called operators. Sorry, trying we are it looks so fast, but when we get to the written in the back end, trust me, I will slow down. Trust me. I will slow down. Now for operators, the first thing I have there is arithmetic operators. Now, these arithmetic operators, we have plus, addition, we have plus, minus, normal minus, division, we have it as slash, multiplication, we have it as star, and we have what is called modulus. Okay, let me type it, please. Very important. Let's say addition. We have addition. We use plus. If you want to take addition, if you want to do subtraction, I will give you this thing I'm writing as well, so that very important. Subtraction, you use minus. Very important. Multiplication. Multiplication, you use star. Very important. If you want to do division, very important. Division, though we are not going to do calculation here, but it's good to know it in case they employ you to come and do anything that involve calculation, like build a portal, a school portal, school portal. You learn how, then you need to know how to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So division is like this. Power, raised to power. You know what is raised to power now? Yes, raised to power is double star, right? Raised to power, like 2 raised to power 2. If you want to write 2 raised to power 2, you write 2 star 2. It means 2 raised to power 2. 2 raised to power 7 is 2 star 7. So when we get there, we'll use it. We'll learn it. But I don't know why we might not be able to do much today because my console is not working. So I don't want to teach abstractly. So I'll fix it. I'll fix it before next class. So that, but I'm not gonna give a preamble of what we are going to do next. Sorry about that. Then we also have what is called modulus. Very important. Most times they ask modulus question in interview. Modulus, very important. What is modulus? Modulus mean, not in the basic in mathematics, it means remainder. Like now, 7 divided by 2, normal mathematics, 7 divided by 2 is 3 remainder 1. So that one is called modulus. So modulus is all about remainder. So if you divide anything and it remains, that thing is your remainder. 6 divided by 3 is 2 remainder 0. That 0 is the modulus. So how do you check modulus? Modulus is your 6 modulus 2. You get? So 6 modulus 2 is that's how you write modulus. So it will help you if you write this thing now and do console.log, it will divide automatically and tell you the answer is 0. I just pray I'll fix that up so that we'll run through this operator next class. Then after operator, we also have I get that is all for the operator. Then we'll now look at assignment operator. Assignment operator will look at equal to, equal equal, equal equal. These are what we are going to look at. Hello? Hello? This got to end. Hello?